Hello everybody, O'Neil here. I was actually going to talk about something else. I was trying to record another video, but this thing is actually really burning on my heart. I don't think that number ones matter anymore at all. I'm thinking that I'm just getting older and I'm just not understanding music the way that I used to. But I was just thinking about Ariana Grande's Thank You Next. I was thinking about this song because it's actually Ariana Grande's first number one. Like, it's actually her first number one. And I was actually shocked to hear that because I thought back to, like, you know, Problem. And I thought that that song was an amazing song. It really showed Ariana Grande's range. It was really, really pretty much a trademark for her. But it actually only went number two. And then I thought about the massive debut that she had with No Tears Left to Cry that was actually based off of a lot of the things that had happened in her life. And that actually only went number three, even with all of the trackage that it got. Thank You Next is actually Ariana Grande's first number one, like, ever. And like, for me, I was like, what? I'm just like, this girl is immensely talented, and for her to just be getting her first number one, like, that's crazy. As I was doing a little bit more research and as I was kind of analyzing the rollout of the song, I was realizing that Thank You Next has a lot more to do with the drama that was surrounding Ariana Grande's life and less about her actual singing talent. Thank You Next has a really nice hook. It's not that it's a badly written song, but I've seen her push the envelope a lot more in terms of her performance. Thank You Next is actually something that's really easy for her. The song was going number one, first of all, because of the headlines that it was making, the name dropping that was done, and then also the actual rollout of the song, because it's actually a lead single for a brand new album. It has nothing to do with Ariana Grande being a lack of talent at all, because we all know, like, those of us that can hear know that she can sing. It's just, I would want that she would be able to get a number one simply because a song was allowing her voice to be heard in a great, like, extravagant way. For me, I'm like, she should have had a number one a long time ago. And so that says to me that number ones don't really matter anymore. And there's actually a few reasons why. If you look at the way that songs are rolled out now, I think it really changed when Beyonce put out her surprise album without any promotion or anything like that. A lot of artists have been trying to replicate the same effect, but for different reasons. And I'm realizing that a lot more artists are just using the shock factors to their fan bases to go number one. For me, if you have a large fan base, this says nothing about your talent. I'm sorry. Like, it means that you have a great team. It means that you're marketed well. A lot of the number ones that have gone number one nowadays, like the one that really pops in my brain is Taylor Swift's Look What You Made Me Do, are not necessarily because they are amazingly crafted songs or works of, or like they're masterpieces in and of themselves as songs, but it's simply that they shock their fan bases and their fan bases are going wild. They're talking about it on social media, they end up trending. And then also, I feel like the intersection between news and music, let me preface this. I think that music is always a reflection of the history that's happening around us. And I think that some of the greatest songs are actually reflections of history and our responses to what's going on in history. However, I think that we've kind of zoomed in a bit in terms of our scope of the world. And I think that through social media, we have a really zoomed in lens on a lot of, actually probably a few celebrities' lives compared to the extravagance of what's going on in the world right now. And because of petty news that is related to music that just happens to be going out at the same time, songs are going number one. And not to mention memes. There are so many songs that were born out of memes, and through, you know, going viral on Instagram or Vine back in the day, eventually these songs ended up going number one on the Billboard charts. And for me as a musician, as a songwriter, I'm just like, the charting system is not really about quality anymore. It's much more about how popular you can be, how much you can, you know, work the system to try and get people to notice your music. Yeah, number ones don't really matter anymore. I'm really kind of over it. Now that I'm actually on camera, I think this is a great time to actually mention that I released my own music. The In My Mind EP is now available on basically all streaming platforms. Just type in my name and In My Mind and it'll pop up. Hopefully you're listening to it already. If not, and you're just hearing it now, the In My Mind EP is out. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because this is the place where we think deeply, so that we create art that changes the world. I'm Gerald, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye everyone.